Push it to the limit.
Yep. All right. I think we're live. Welcome to Hit or Miss. I'm your host, Night Strike, and I've got a couple individuals here this evening. Travis right now is on the phone, so he will get back when he can. But everybody's been wondering where AWAC is. Well, AWAC's right here. Hi, AWAC.
Howdy, I am co-host AWAG, here to cause chaos and throw stuff across the room. I don't know what I'm going to throw across the room,
And
but I'm
fire
going to throw
two
something.
M44s at the same time.
Oh man, that was a while ago.
That
Goodness
was
me.
That was. I got video of that, and I gotta publish all that video and do all that and edit it and all the.
Do it.
I am so far back with videos. I've got like videos before videos that I have to finish. It's just I'm not good at editing. I hate editing videos. That's why I put it off. Anyways,
I understand completely.
We got out there on the YouTube chat. We've got Kingpin out there saying, "Yo." We've got Clint out there. We've got Shady Hill Homestead. Yes, I know I didn't say that in order, but you guys popped up, so there you go. Those who we have out there on the YouTube side right now, we'll probably have more people in the veritable future. And I'm just gonna make a blanket statement right here. You know how we had Shooting Gallery New England, one of my buddies, earlier, on one of the previous podcast hit or misses, where we use StreamYard. Again, I don't like using StreamYard, but we will be using StreamYard every so often for some special guests. And I'm just letting everybody know, am I going to get a subscription? No, I'm not going to pay them for it because it's just, if I don't use it often enough for it to be viable. But we will be using it ever so often for some special guests. And I'm actually working on getting some different special guests on Hit or Miss so that we can just sit around with the special guests, just talk about what they want to talk about, and just have a good time. And that's what it's about. Okay, I'm tired of talking about politics. I'm tired of talking about gun laws that piss me off. I want to go back. I'm trying to shift Hit or Miss back to some of the original content where we just sit around, drink coffee, beer, or whatnot around a table and just hang out. Okay. And I'm going back to that content because I'm more comfortable with that content. I tried to do the whole covering all the gun news and whatnot. And if it's super important, I will cover it and I'll do a special news report thing of it. But I'm tired of covering the laws. And I think the viewers are tired of us covering it too. I think the viewers want us to get back to talking about guns, situation with guns and whatnot. And I'm going back to that. So also out there on the YouTube side, we've got Tex Bullington. He's out there. So I'm just letting you guys know what's going on because lately I just haven't been feeling some of the news that's been going out there. Of the news that has gone out there lately, the only thing I'm actually interested in is that yesterday, I don't know if you know, but Ohio got their constitutional carry yesterday. That went into effect. And I heard today that the Ohio governor signed the teachers can carry bill into law today. So that was interesting. But again, am I going to cover that and go over the whole article and bore you all to death? No, I don't know. I don't want to. Man Against the Masses says, "Hit! You sank my battleship." Yes, we did. Yes, we did. But AWAG still has his destroyer.
I got more of a destroyer. It's in my closet. I should. No, I can't desk pop. I'm in an apartment. I can't do that.
No, I can't desk pop. I'm in the city.
I mean, you can. It's not like they're gonna.
If I could get a shed or something out in that backyard, I would run internet to that shed and put a small AC system in there, and I would do all of our podcasting from that shed. So I could do
totally desk pop a 22.
A desk pop right out there. Otherwise, I can't. I can't do it from here.
Why not?
No. Because I can't get the window open. I got an AC in the window.
Oh.
First world problems. So, we're waiting on Travis. Travis said he'd be back. He's just in a phone call. So there's that. AWAG, it's been a while. How you been doing, buddy? I know you've been busy and whatnot, and I'm glad. I'm glad you made it. You made it tonight to hang out with us.
Yeah, I can only hang out for a little bit because my day starts early tomorrow, and I got a whole bunch of stuff that I got to do. So those of you who don't know, I'm not going to tell you exactly where I work, but my job is now in the production of material goods that is very, very time consuming, and I have been working 60-ish hours a week. And it's time consuming. Hence the 60-hour work week. That's why you have not seen anything on my channel, except for maybe a scope review in there. Expect to see more short little videos on my channel. If you don't know my channel, it's AWAG 1000. Look for the picture of the cat. That is my channel. But yeah,
he lost access to the one with the Supra, so don't look at that one.
Yup. No. My Supra is still in New Jersey, but I now live in the southern state of South Carolina. Yeah. So
but you enjoy what you're doing now, though, right?
I absolutely love my job. 100%. Like, best job I've ever had.
See, when he first moved down here, he first started, he wasn't too sure, and then you're just like, one day we're having pizza, me and AWAG are having pizza, and AWAG's like, I'm glad you showed me this pizza place because I've been wondering where some good pizza is in the area.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at the pizzeria eating pizza, and he's like, I'm glad you pushed me to go and get that job because I love it.
Yep.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the people.
Are we live?
We're live.
Yes, we're
Oh
live.
man, I've been on the phone I think we're going live till 8 o'clock.
No, we went a little early, and me and AWAG have been shooting the breeze.
Oh, I got you. Man, I had a phone call, so it's all good.
We're talking with the fine YouTube folk that come to watch us live every Tuesday nights.
Yes, because they know it's going to be a hit because I'm here and AWAG's here.
And I'm here.
Oh,
we got the trifecta going.
Forgot about that.
We got the old school Saturday morning Caliber Corner crew.
You know it, baby. You know it. Now that AWAG's no longer in middle school, we can have him on the show with us. So.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, a functioning adult.
Yeah.
I think.
Once we told your parents that we were not on How to Catch a Predator, they were pretty cool with having you on the podcast.
They were. No, we're kidding. He was older than that.
AWAG was at least AWAG. How old are you, AWAG?
I'm old enough to be your son. I'm just kidding.
Probably.
He probably is.
Actually, yeah, you would be.
You kind of are.
Yeah,
I know.
Yep.
But not mine, but Travis's.
Yes, mijo.
Like, AWAG, you're still old enough to probably be my younger brother.
When we had
that's about
AWAG,
it.
So.
But we're just going over things, and it was funny because AWAG was really wondering what was going to go on with pizza.
Yeah.
And by the way, AWAG, if you need some recommendations for pizza places in the area, I can make a couple recommendations that are closer to you. Okay. It's just, I know that Mellow Mushroom in Somerville they went out of business.
Yeah.
And that strikes like,
but they weren't that great though. They weren't that great. I mean, I went there once or twice and I ate in, and honestly, the Philly cheesesteak was better than their pizza.
Yeah.
And Gunmetal Guy, I saw your comment out there, but again, hey, if you want to come on and rant here on Hit or Miss, whether it's on the YouTube chat or if it's here in the actual chat, Gunmetal Guy, you are more than welcome to.
What's he all hyped up about? What's got Gunmetal all upset today?
Well, apparently he's getting more active in the political era.
Oh, okay.
Guns are inherently political, so
good.
Clint is also saying happy for Ohio. However, let's see some backyard range time. Yeah, I got to get that out there. All right, M. Gabriel's out there saying Mr. Strike P11 AWAG. Yes, we're here. We're glad you made it, M. Gabriel. We're glad you made it.
M. Gabriel, did you go get that medium roast coffee yet that I told you to go pick up?
Did you?
That's your homework assignment, homie.
Let us know.
He wants just kind of a neutral cup. He doesn't like the smoky stuff. He like tangy light roast. So I said, just go get Great Value medium roast. You can't go wrong. It's like
I
step above Folgers.
I think I might need to go towards the lighter roast than medium because I need something with less acid in it.
No, the lighter roasts are going to be more acidic. They're more tangy.
Okay.
So but the one on the other side though, they actually have more caffeine in them because they're roasted less, so you lose less of those oils that contain the caffeine. So it's actually a much more stronger cup.
So then I need to go medium roast then.
Yeah, do Great Value medium roast. Like I do Great Value French roast. And I know it's Walmart brand, but it's good. It's actually really good. I mean, the Great Value medium roast is just like it's just coffee. Like you're gonna drink it and you're just gonna call it coffee. There's no like characteristic of it that really makes it stand out, except it's cheap and it's good and it's got a lot of caffeine in it.
Okay.
So I like it better than like Folgers or Maxwell House. I got nothing against those coffees. I was raised on those, but what was it? My grandma always made damn it. Chock full of nuts, I think is what it is. Or 5 o'clock coffee. 5 o'clock coffee.
My grandmother was a 5 o'clock coffee and a Folgers.
Yeah, chock.
Person.
And then I Hills Brothers for a while, which is one of the least expensive coffees you can get. But yeah, but no, seriously, the Great Value medium roast. And the nice thing about the Great Value, and this happens with a lot of things, the bigger package.
Tony is saying he drinks Chinese coffee. I've never had Civet coffee.
Oh, the Civet Cat?
Isn't that the Chinese coffee?
Well, I don't know if they're in China, maybe Nepal or something. I don't know. The Civet Cat's rating is in Indonesia, I think. They might be raised domestically too, yeah, because they feed them some berry, or yeah, they feed them the coffee berries and they poop them out, and then that's your the stomach acid of the cat does something different to condition the coffee berry or bean. Yeah, that's why it's super expensive.
We got a couple comments out there I want to go after. Two Live Boo says he 8 o'clock coffee. Yeah. A Gunmetal guy says, "Thanks, Night Strike. We'll take you up soon on chat offer. My initial comment was agreement with your statement on no gun drama tonight, since enjoying guns gets a thumbs up." Yeah.
Well,
I just want to talk about enjoying guns. If Travis, if you want to talk situational gun stuff, that's cool too. I just want to talk guns again. I want to get to what we enjoy, not what we lament.
So are we not going to cover the topic for tonight with the ladies?
No. Yes, we can talk. We can talk about that all you want.
Because that's funny. That's some humor, and we need to laugh right now.
I just want to get back to some of our original style content with Hit or Miss when we started Hit or Miss. You remember when I started Hit or Miss with Smeggy, where instead of just talking about all news and politics, we used to talk about situational stuff. We used to just have a good old gun chat, and I want to get back to that because I enjoy those the most.
Just gotta copy, TFB, man. All guns, no politics.
I made the statement that we're going back to some of the original style content we did, to where we just sit around, drink coffee or beer around a table, and just kind of hang out.
Yeah, man. That's why I try to keep Caliber Corner. I'm not afraid to talk politics, but I just enjoy different aspects of the gun life, basically. Like all the things that go along with it, and like to have conversations about every aspect of it. So that's
you know what? I can do this as a poll on YouTube, AWAG. So I will do that.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
But yeah, Travis, talking about coffee, we can talk about coffee. Hell, everybody has.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, 8 o'clock coffee they make good K cups, by the way, too. So yeah,
all coffee, no politics.
All coffee, no politics. That's what I should call my B channel. My coffee, computers, and more. That'll be my little slogan.
I can make you stickers.
My little logo slogan. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. I need a logo for coffee, computers, and more. You should make one for me. I'll pay you for it. There you go.
Okay, I'll start working on it when I have
All right,
time.
I need a logo. Coffee, computers, and more. So
and I'll
coffee and technology.
I'll 3D print a badge for it.
Have like an old circuit board, like a cup of coffee, like spilling on it or something. Have a keyboard with like a cup of coffee spilling on it. Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
So since we're talking about coffee, we're just kind of hanging out tonight. I'm sending. AWAG did a poll here in the hangout here in GunTube Chamber, but I'm going to ask the community. So, guys, what do you think? What is your favorite roast of coffee? Dark roast, medium roast, light roast, or as AWAG likes to call it,
well, I mean, really, if you want to get technical, you've got dark roast, but then you've got French roast, and then you got Italian roast, and then you got Spanish roast.
Well, we're
So,
going
like,
we're going standard. We're not going super.
just light,
super
dark, or
specific.
medium.
We're keeping
Okay.
it simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Personally, I like a
man.
dark roast.
Yep. Once you go black, you never go back. So
Yeah.
yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I like the smoky characteristics of it and stuff. Not something that's like cigarette ashy, something that's got a nice kind of smoky flavor to it. That's
Defense Dad is out there. He can jump in if he wants. I can send him a link if he didn't get a link. Defense Dad, he is open invitation.
There you go.
But again, he says Aldi Donut Shop blend. I haven't had Aldi Donut Shop blend.
Yeah, Aldi.
But I've had
Aldi stuff is good.
I've had the Great Value Donut Shop blend, and I like that one.
Yeah, the Aldi is nice because it's okay. The Great Value is about as cheap as you're going to get. It's usually $3.88 for 10 or 12.
Yeah,
I think it's 12-pack for $3.88. Aldi's probably pretty dang close.
I'm buying K-Cups these days because I got a nice Keurig machine. So
yeah, man. Yeah, Aldi and Great Value are two of the best you can go with.
M. Gabriel's asking, isn't that some kind of monkeys eating coffee beans? No, Civic Coffee. They're not really monkeys. They're more like
cats.
They're more like
links.
They're more like cats or like lemurs or something like that. Not lemurs, but like what is it? Ferrets. They're more like ferrets, but they call them civic cats. And when they eat the coffee beans, and then they expel the coffee beans from the other end, and then people go and get that, and they make coffee out of that. And it's just like, why would you do that? That doesn't sound appealing.
Speaking of light roast, we got Artisan Tony jumping in here.
This is some dark roast right here.
That's right, baby. That's right. Go to the dark side. Go to the Tony side.
I can't believe y'all are leaving out Dunkin' Donuts.
Hold on. We weren't getting there. We were getting there. We were getting there, Tony.
No, that's why I joined, because you were like leaving.
By the way,
the obvious.
If anybody doesn't know, Tony posted an image today on Instagram where he finally got blinds for the windows in his tiny shack. So now all you peeping Toms, you can't see Tony dancing naked in his tiny shack anymore. It just ain't happening.
Can sleep in, man.
You would have to. It would be like invading, the White House, trying to get into my blinds anyway.
Yeah, right.
Tony, I don't think I'm following you on Instagram, dude. I am.
So you're mean. I knew you were a mean person.
No, I'm following you.
Mean.
I got you.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'll get the blinds up, and so no more Bigfoot sightings.
How's the AC working?
Oh man, I had turned it off for a little while because it was noisy, and it got hot today. It was like 98 degrees here.
Yeah, it was hot. Then it rained here, and then it went down 4 degrees, and then it stopped raining, and it went right back up.
Yeah, look at those pictures, Tony. You got a nice little love shack going on there, dude.
Yeah, it's an experience. It's a human experiment to see what I can do, what I can get by with. It's minimalism at its best.
Tiny home Tony, baby.
So I
didn't think you were a John Muir fan.
Who?
Never mind.
Was he the guy that lived in Alaska by himself? Remember the old guy who lived in Alaska for like 80 years by himself in a cabin?
No, he was that guy in that 1800s that talked about minimalist lifestyle, and he lived in like a one-room shack back in the 1800s.
Tony, are you gonna sheetrock that?
What do you mean? I got this high dollar tongue and groove on the walls. What do you mean? Sheetrock? What kind of question is that?
Well, I'm just seeing like insulation going up right now. I wasn't sure if you were gonna patch it in.
You didn't see the most recent.
No.
There's one picture on Instagram that's got right before I moved in. It's got I still don't have the kitchen in there. It's just a shell, and it has the tongue and groove up and the flooring down.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that yet. Yep. Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and Gabriel, that's exactly what Civic Coffee is. It's exactly what it is, and that's why I'm not a fan of it. All right, let's go through some of the earlier comments, okay? So M. Gabriel is asking, for Travis, what Bear Creek upper calibers have you held on to?
Held on, like used, or do I currently have?
Kept and use. Let's go with that.
Well, currently I've got 762 by 39, 300 blackout, and 5.56. But total, I've also tested and I've done several barrel links and different styles of uppers, side charging and rear charging. 224 Valkyrie, 6.5 Creedmoor, And then I've also done, again, 300 blackout, 762 by 39 and 5.56. The 762 by 39, I've had a rear charger 16-inch and a side charger. 300 blackouts, a 10.5 rear charger, and a 7.5-inch side charger that I no longer have. I actually traded that for my Makarov complete gun. And then the 5.56, I have an original Bear Creek Arsenal like M4 that I bought 5 or 6 years ago. But Defense Dad and I tested one of their, well, it wasn't a side charger, but it was their new handguard, which kind of looks like the Arrow Atlas handguards, where they kind of taper down a little and then they increase towards the end of the barrel. That's a really nice upper, and those were what, 225 or something like that. Defense Dad, what were those running? Do you know?
Something like that. They're around like 230 right now, something like that. They're pretty nice.
They're nice. Yeah, they're decent. They shoot well. They're accurate. Some people are complaining, saying that the handguard is really close to the gas block, but there's a lot of other ARs that come like that now. So I'm not saying it's not a defect in their design. They're just following the design trend. They taper down and then they increase to a pick rail section at the end of the barrel.
Yeah, they're pretty close to a pound lighter than the standard handguard.
Yeah. So it looks like the Arrow Atlas, the Arrow Precision Atlas handguard is what it looks like. But yeah, I've had problems, and I've shown that on camera. 300 blackout had a loose gas block on it, so I actually sent it back in. I didn't know at the time, and I was literally in the middle of a move when I was moving. I did that range trip, drove back, got my U-Haul, and drove back to Lincoln. So like I literally did like I was moving at that time. So the 762 by 39. Okay, if you get the 762 by 39, I'm going to say this right now. The new Bear Creek Arsenal enhanced firing pins, they look like a black steel material. They can break. I actually broke one on a 762 by 39 upper that my stepdad bought. So I replaced it with a enhanced firing pin from Black Rifle Arms, and we haven't had any problems with it at all. And then you also want to maybe look at getting an enhanced hammer spring if you do 762 by 39, and that's just if you're going to be running Tula or Wolf. They've got super hard primers, so you definitely need something more than the stock firing pin. So the Bear Creek one, I'd almost buy a spare from like Wolf and keep it around, but the Bear Creek one's okay. The replacement that they sent us works fine, but we changed it out for the Black Rifle one because we've used them in other guns before. My stepdad, speaking of which, that same upper, his gas tube, it actually shot the gas tube towards the front of the handguard. It somehow blew the roll pin out of the gas block, like 5 rounds in on a rear charger. So we don't know how the hell that happened. So we sent it in and got it fixed. Then we got it back, and then it had tons of trouble running Tula. So we had to do the hammer spring and a different firing pin. And if you go 762 by 39, I'd almost recommend the ASC mags over the C Products Defense mags. They run better.
Really?
So
C Products makes great mags, though.
That I have a lot of problems with them, feeding issues and stuff, or rounds getting stuck in the mag, the bolt not closing, not opening. They sometimes need a little bit of filing and stuff to fit.
I had 2 of them. I had what do you call it?
I've had several 30, 20s.
I had PSA KS47s, and I'll be honest, I like the KS47, but I'm not really. I'd rather just have an AK over an AR in 762 by 39. That doesn't mean I don't want to shoot one in full auto because I shot the CMMG.
For a lot of guys, it gets you in the next 39 caliber using your current AR different stuff for a couple $100. It's cheap. That's part of it, is it gets you into an AR on the cheap. But yeah, there's things you got to change, like the hammer spring and the firing pin. And then obviously you got to get mags that are going to work. And then I tried using a Unimag. I can't remember, Ross Defense Systems Unimag, the one that's designed for like 6 or 7 different calibers, and that actually got stuck in the mag well because like mag itself expands. It was a bad idea. That just did not work with it. And that could have just been a steel case thing, but
that 7.62 pistol I had ran fine with all that stuff.
Now,
yeah, I still have that. I have that up right now, but I'm currently using the lower.
Did Defense Dad break that one, or did you break that one?
I don't think so. Okay. No, I don't. No, the only thing, on the other thing too now, obviously I would not go back and ever buy a Gen 1 side charger if they ever offer them or if somebody has one, just because those handles come loose within about the mag. Unless you get an aftermarket charging handle, which we're working with Allen Precision Manufacturing, but they just haven't got them out yet, but they're ready to go.
Yeah. Well,
the only reason I got rid of it is because it hit me in the face being left-handed.
That's
So
what she
I'm
said.
left-handed. That's what she
Huh?
said. Yeah, I'm left-handed too.
You mean
Well,
you're
I had to hold it at
wrong-handed?
a weird angle because there's no on the side chargers. There's no brass brake.
Oh yeah, you don't have a brass deflector on it. Yeah. I still keep it around. I still have it. It's fun to shoot because the fireball coming off the end of it is like unreal. It's like we've got some slow motion shots of Defense Dad shooting it. And it's literally like a 4-foot arc coming out of the front of the barrel.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Two Live Moon
Yeah.
says at Night Strike, did you see that Bear Creek just came out with the dual charging upper side and traditional charging? I did not see that. Has anybody seen
Yeah, they're
that?
kind of going after the Jackal, I think, with like well, they've got a piston driven one now that I think is $399 or $499, right?
I can't fail them for trying to be competitive in the market because that's what they're doing. They're trying to be competitive. They're trying to get stuff out there. But again, if you're just copying what somebody else does,
No, it's their own unique design. I mean, they're
I'm
not
not saying
copying
it's not their own unique
Jackal, but-
design, but
Well,
it's oddly similar.
Here's where
every gun
they
design has been copied.
Yeah, I know. I'm splitting hairs here.
Yeah.
Here's where Bear Creek does, and this is their bread and butter. Just be honest. You can buy a complete upper, complete with bolt carrier group, for less than $250. And if you want to upgrade it down the road, you can. Like my original build was a Bear Creek upper. I think I paid. I have to go back to the video, but it was like around $200. It's a 16-inch 223 Wild. Just bare bones, but I still have. That's the only one I still have, and I've never had one issue with that upper. So if you want to get into it, and they don't break the bank, you can build quite a few ARs and not break the bank. That's is there nicer stuff out there? Yeah, but it depends what you want to do.
And then go get a PSA lower, get a PSA Magpul lower with all the Magpul furniture on it for what, $149?
Yeah.
And then for $400, including your transfer fee. And if you can get that lower on a free shipping day, like you can get yourself into a nice AR for $350 minus the mag and the sights, which you can slowly start to do. Like, yeah, right now I'm looking at it. Got the 16-inch with like a 15-inch handguard. Rear charger, slick side for $224. And then they go up from there. If you want to go like traditional, rear charger with the brass deflector and stuff, you can still get that, and you can get their Gen 2. Now, the nice thing is their side chargers are a Gen 2. They don't have that issue anymore with the handle coming loose because of the way they've changed it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Gen 1s are probably all gone at this point. And they did have an upgrade program where they basically gave you a Gen 2 conversion. They don't do that anymore. So, I mean, I still have a Gen 1 762x39, but I also didn't feel like having to send it in and pay $100 to go through this whole process. I didn't want to mess with it.
Right,
so I just keep the 762 around. Plus, I've got that Allen Precision charging handle on it, and that does not come loose if you torque it correctly. So
nice. So Tony, I see that you have vented your 3D printer. Why did you do that? Your screen sharing, Tony, and you're muted. Unmute yourself, Tony.
I mean, oh, how embarrassing!
Yes.
I was saying I would print you a charging handle.
Yeah, you could. You could.
It won't break at all. It will never break.
So were you able to fix that basket situation?
Oh no. Well, yeah. But I think I'm going to get rid of this thing already.
Really?
Well, I mean, the resin, you have to see this little thing on the side over here. You have to basically wash it and cure the resin. It's not like filament. It's not like ABS plastic that kind of sets up,
I told you to get an Ender 3. I know.
You told me, and I didn't listen. Why would I listen to anything you said?
I know. Why would you listen to Night Strike? I wouldn't listen to myself either.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really. It's really kind of messy. Like when you're done, you get resin all over the place, and it's toxic. It'll kill you. You get cancer.
Don't get cancer. Don't kill yourself.
That's why I vented it, because the resin. It's not like filament burning. This is like raw resin, straight out of the nuclear plant. But anyway, no, I was going to show.
That's the reservoir. I thought the reservoir was a little bottle in the back.
No, there's a hole, like a vat right here, and this and the print bed. Can you make it bigger? I guess not. This print bed dips down into it, and it raises back up, and dips back down, and raises back up. And every time it goes down, there's a UV light bed. There's a big UV light under here that exposes or cures the resin. So as it raises up, it's cured.
Yeah, it's like a point to point light
So
system.
there's also there's like a screen there that has a resolution, and that blocks out the light where you don't want it curing the resin. So
Right.
each layer is cured as it's raised up. So it's pretty awesome. I mean, the technology is cool, but it's just I wish I had gotten the Ender 3 now. To be honest with you. So it's for sale if anybody wants to buy it.
All right. That you heard it here first, folks. We got Tennessee Gun Guy out there. Clint is asking, has anyone tried that Green River bourbon? I have not heard of that yet, so I haven't tried it. Is it any good? So, M. Gabriel says the new handguards look nice unless you're running night vision add-on on the front. Okay.
Well, you got M-Lock on the sides.
You got M-Lock, yeah.
So if you want to put your laser on there, you could do that. Your IR laser or whatever.
Roll Call says he's stopping by to say hi. Hope you all have a great show and conversation. Great. Thank you.
What's up, homie?
Yep. M. Gabriel says, what did you think of the 450 Bush upper that was given away at the TOTP?
Yeah, Thunder on the Prairie. DJ Play Nice won it. You know what? With the ASC mag, it ran like a champ. It was fine. And I used a Bear Creek lower with it, but you could use a PSA if you want to.
Like he was there?
DJ Play Nice?
Yes.
Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, he made out like a bandit, man. He won the optic and he won the upper. So it's going to be coming out. I don't know if anybody else is going to publish their shooting video, but spoiler alert, it's going to.
Yeah, we didn't even have to separate it.
Yeah, it was already. We had I don't remember it was a Monstrum Tactical. Was it the Raven?
I believe so.
Or the Marksman, one of the two. But yeah, no, dude, it ran great, man. It was awesome. It's a beast. We ran Hornady Black and Hornady Custom. They're actually the exact same round, 250 grains, I think, through it, FTX. And we had no problems with it at all. No jamming, no problem. You want a wicked rifle that's going to have some crazy takedown power. That's it right there. Those rounds are going at like what, 2,300 feet per second, I think.
So you guys did Thunder on the Prairie. Who all showed up? Let us know a little bit about who showed up.
Jane, you want to talk for a little bit? Let you do it.
Sure, yeah. Well, so obviously me and Travis and my daughter was there, and Squib showed up. DJ Playdice came. He was a little bit late. Let's see, Pat in the Bunker and his wife. Gizzard Gary, John from Wayward Son.
Foos.
Stan from SS Pawn.
Stan's brother.
And Stan's brother. Sorry, I got a text from my daughter.
Oh no, it's all good. And then we had Jake and Dorothy and
what's
Justin and Dorothy and then Jake, yeah.
What state?
There might have been a few people we're about. Oh, this was in Nebraska.
Oh, okay, cool.
We're gonna do it again next year. It's set for next summer now. We're set for 2 days.
Travis is doing an event with Defense Dad. They called it Thunder on the Prairie, and they're doing. What was it for? What did you guys do it for?
The idea was just to let YouTube channels of any size kind of come together and just have a great range day, film together, kind of have some camaraderie, hang out, chill, have some competitions, run through some drills, give away some swag, have some drawings. It was $25 for the day, and that Defense and I didn't make any money off this. That was just the fee for us to reserve the range for the day per person. The one thing we're going to change though is next year we're going to make it 2 days. One day is going to be all range day, shooting, having fun, and then the next day is going to be your filming time. So you can set a time up where we're going to have different spots on the range where you can film and not have to worry about firing lines and having other people around you. So that way, if you want to film with another person or film yourself, because a lot of the people that went to this range, they've never shot at a range like this before. They haven't shot outdoors. They're used to shooting indoors. They're not used to being able to do mag dumps if they want to.
We lost Defense Dad, so I guess he had to go take a call.
All right, no problem, man. So yeah, the idea was just to let a bunch of it was kind of our own little version of Iraqi veterans get together. It was like that, but we made it available to anybody. And then we had a bunch of sponsors on board, which made it really fun.
I was going to say, I bet you get a cease and desist from Eric.
Right.
No, we didn't call it that. It was we had its own.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
That
Hey,
sounds
man,
cool.
we invited a lot of big channels. Of course, nobody came out, but we want to do the 2-day format next year, so that
You
way.
didn't invite me? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm not a
Yeah,
big
I did.
fan.
We invited everybody that's on the Caliber Corner mailing list got invited, Tony.
Oh, that's what that email is about?
Yes, that's what that email was about.
Yes. I mean, granted, we sent those emails out, 4 months ago so people could plan, but for the calendar for next year, we had and the Mead Industries, Mead Ammo, based out of Wood River, Nebraska. They donated 900 rounds of 9mm.
That's
and
nice
then I bought a
of them.
case of 9mm. What's that?
It was nice of them.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was, and it was frangible, so it was very expensive stuff, which was kind of cool.
He's back.
Run it.
He's back.
We had 1,000 rounds of 5.56 people could play around with. Like that would kind of help offset the cost of the gas. We had free lunch for everybody that was there. I brought donuts and we had coffee the whole day for people for breakfast. It was just a good time, man. Everybody got to get together and just. We have more videos coming out over the next 3 or 4 weeks from all of our channels.
Usually what we would do with the Erics is we would take a couple of cans of ammo and just take it and say, here's our contribution.
Yeah.
So,
well, he's got his own land, I think. With us filming at a farms instruction school, we had to, pay obviously for the date. But
I got invited to go to the next IV 8888 shoot. I may go, I may not. It just depends on what happens.
I have like a lifetime exemption.
The other thing too, the range had sleeping for 8 people. We have a bunkhouse there. It's like its own little house.
Tony, what'd you say?
I have a lifetime exemption. It's like the golf exemption.
What, you don't go to Rack Video in 88 anymore?
I can. I just have a lifetime exemption. I'm trying to be funny, but nobody seems to take it.
I don't understand.
You can go whenever you want to.
Like in golf, when you get like the PGA Tour or the you get a lifetime exemption for the championship, right? Like Tiger Woods can play anytime he wants to in the PGA Championship.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You've got the green code, is what you're telling us.
Yeah, and I was trying to be funny, but obviously
Tony knows all the right people.
Well, no, because we're like, what'd you get in trouble for? We're what'd you do? What'd you do, Tony? What'd you say? Yeah. But no, we had inexpensive lodging for people that were driving in. If they didn't want to pay for a hotel, they had everybody had their own bedroom. They had AC. They had full kitchenette, coffee, bar, pool table, foosball table.
What's the maximum number of people you can have?
40.
Well, for
38?
the bunkhouse or for the event?
Both.
Bunkhouse is 8. The event, he usually opened up 38 slots, but we could have probably done a little more. Like, they have events where they have up to 100 people there sometimes, but it gets to be a little much.
Yeah, they've hosted Masad Ayub. They're actually booked with classes like every weekend between now and November. So we had to get this date in early with them. And that's why we also scheduled it early
I
for
was
next
signed
year.
up for Masad Ayub's class, and James ended up going to Ukraine. And anyway, it's a long story, but I didn't get to go to. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Well, they told us they were actually booking stuff in the next May, so we had to book it for next year right away.
What did you say?
So they work a full time. His wife's a nurse and he works at a full time job. So they teach all the classes in the evenings and the weekends. They're really hard working people.
This is the range owners.
Yep.
Yeah, it's called Nebraska Shooters.
Yeah, it's not a public range. It's an instruction school. Like, you can't just go out there and shoot without signing up for a class.
Right.
That's cool. Do you have places like Eric had places you could take your camper and park it? Do you have is there a place for that, or if there's no hotel?
Probably no hookups, but there are a ton of state parks in the area that you could park at within probably 20 minutes of the range.
Yeah.
So if you want to bring a vehicle in with you, if you had a vehicle, or leave your camper, or if you bring a vehicle in tow, you could drive that if you want.
No, there was just
but
a
no,
big pasture where everybody would camp in here.
Oh yeah, they've got spots where people could park them. I don't think that'd be an issue because they've got their house right there also and all the land around it.
Yeah, I would venture to say it's probably somewhere in the area of 15 acres, I would guess.
I remember the first year there was a danger that you might have a freezer land on your car though, because he would put 20 pounds of tannerite inside of a freezer and blow it up, and it would go everywhere. And,
We can do tannerite out there. We just have to let them know ahead of time so we get the noise permit or whatever filled out.
See,
Yeah,
I
we
don't
do
have
have
to do
it.
that. See,
Hey,
the funny
the
thing
vet
is,
said we should.
I can do tannerite out in my backyard. I just have to call the sheriff's department and let them know I'm doing it. I don't need a permit
Dang,
for it.
dude.
I just need to call them and let them know, hey, I'm going to be firing tannerite in my backyard. It's county land. I'm going to be shooting back there. Yeah, I'm right across the street from you, on the county land. So
They're like,
letting you guys know you're going to hear some noise. And they're like, it's not more than 80 pounds. We're like, nah, it's probably not any more than 5 pounds. They're like,
Defense
okay,
said, I
knock
got an
yourself
idea.
out.
For next year's shooting contest, we'll have the Altor pistol, and whoever can hit the tannerite at 100 yards gets like a gift card from Ellis.
There you go.
Watch it well, you got to see. You can't wait to. We're not going to talk about it, but we had a shooting contest to get that 450 Bushmaster upper, and you got to see what we did. It was actually a lot of fun, man. It was pretty cool. I did
That's
a whole
great.
video on. A bunch of other people filmed it. That one will probably be one of the last videos I put out in about 3 or 4 weeks. But I'm doing
Yeah.
a video a week on it.
I know y'all probably didn't see this video, but it was like 10 or 12 years ago when Alex was like, what was he, 10 years old? I sneaked a pound of tannerite up inside of a pumpkin, and this was the first time he shot the AR. I guess he was like 10, and I had him shoot it, and it blew up. I mean, it went. That was. I think we actually are the ones who got it banned at our range, and it went everywhere. I mean, pumpkin went everywhere, and everybody was like, "What the?" And it was even hitting on top of the shed like 30 seconds later. It was just like raining.
Stuff was like coming out of the air.
And Alex was he was like, his eyes got huge. He was
like, what did I do?
What in the world? It was so funny. Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Well, and next year, if ammo goes down, they offered, if anybody felt like Rockefeller, we could have got out the 9mm Gatling gun they have out there.
There you go. Yes, it takes clock back.
Warsaw will not be joining us this evening. Apparently, his great grandmother passed away. So,
sorry. Sorry.
So I'm sorry to hear that. Well, you were lucky that you got to know your great grandmother. I only met both of my great grandmothers once when I was a child. When I was like little Strike, like baby Strike. They died about a year or two after I was born.
You still had that beard even as a baby, didn't you?
Well, no. The beard wasn't until I was 5. It didn't grow in until I was 5.
Hair.
Yeah, But I never knew my great grandparents well, so you're lucky that you had that time, Warsaw. So cherish the time that you had with your family and think of the fond memories. So, Warsaw, you have a good night. We'll see you later.
I mean, that was the generation that fought the world wars, man.
I love my grandparents to death. My grandparents were awesome, and I miss them every single day.
When I was growing, I would go visit my grandparents. Yeah. They still had an outhouse, and you had to take a bath in a metal tub on the back porch. Yeah, so it was interesting in the wintertime to go visit.
So that's how they did it back in the day.
Yeah, she would heat up the water on the stove, and it was a big. Have you ever seen the big metal bathtubs like you feed cows out of or something?
I have.
Those started out as human bathtubs.
Oh man, like the cattle troughs, whatever they call them. Yeah,
they're just big galvanized tubs, oval, round, oval length, 6 foot long steel tubs, and they would fill them up. The funny thing is, it was a pleasure pain because the water would only stay hot it wouldn't stay hot for a very long time. By the time she heated up another pot of water, the original pot would be cold, and so it was like taking really kind of lukewarm, And then you'd go sit in an outhouse, and Granddaddy Longlegs would be crawling on your butt. It was something else. You learned to be a man back in those days.
Okay, Gunmetal Guy is asking, anyone in here know about rechambering a gun to different caliber? Is there some reference Bible to search? My gunsmith isn't answering. He's busy or out of town. I can't ask him. Well,
It depends on the gun, and it depends on what caliber you want.
And before you ask, chamber inserts are a bad idea.
Yeah,
Because-
do
Might
not
be cheaper
ever
just to
do
get a new barrel.
Chamber inserts
Yeah.
are a bad idea. Don't look at using chamber inserts because there have been more than a couple occasions where someone has used a chamber insert and it has popped out in the middle of shooting.
What's
And
the
trying to put it back in after it's popped out is a monumental pain.
what gun are we talking about? Can't you just buy a barrel?
I mean, he didn't say. So, a gunmetal guy, tell us, tell us about the gun that you want to rechamber.
Some of these gunsmiths are expensive, especially on stuff like that. It might be cheaper just to buy a barrel.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't just fill it full of JB Weld and get a drill pit?
No, you should not.
Okay.
Some people will say just use JB Weld and a chamber insert. You're good.
That
And
might
I'm going
last
to
a
tell you,
couple times
that's a
around.
bad idea. Don't listen to that advice.
Yeah,
Do it the
that's how
right
you
way,
turn
darn it.
Your gun into a grenade.
Yeah, Gunmetal Guy says my grandmother had a turn crank washing machine. Yeah.
Oh, we had those. I mean, she had those. My grandma had that. Had the rolling pin.
The
thing
rolling
at the
pin
top.
ones, yeah.
Yeah.
I always used to sharpen knives with my grandpa's old big sandstone with the metal foot pedals you had on the back patio.
Oh my God! I still have my grandfather. My grandfather gave me one of those. I still have it. It's all I have is the wheel with the stone wheel with the handle on it. I don't have the rest of it.
Yeah, it just had a tin can with a nail through it. You filled it with water, and the water ran down the nail and dripped on the stone, and you had to keep pedaling.
Yeah.
Mm,
But mine has a hand crank, on the stone itself, sticking out. And I don't know what the other part looked like. I guess you had a bench or something you sat at. And,
Yeah, this just had a metal. It was almost like a tripod you sat on, and it was. I mean, the stone itself was probably a good 24 to 30 inches.
mine's about 16. Yeah, unless it just wore down that much. My grandfather used to sharpen his axes and stuff on it.
Once you got it going, you didn't have to pedal all the time because it had some pretty good rotating mass.
And it didn't take long to, with a 16-inch stone, it didn't take really that long to sharpen one.
Yeah. Then he had a big old. It just had a leather strop hanging from a post on the back patio after that.
Yep.
He taught me stuff that got me in trouble, though. When I was in the fourth grade, he gave me my first pocket knife. I got in trouble playing mumbledy peg on the playground.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Gunmetal Guy says, I was thinking of a larger caliber for 4770 Marlin, so I hear barrel replacement. No retooling, possibly learning moment here. Be gentle.
Okay. All right. Let me put it this way. If you want to go to a bigger cartridge, there is a magical thing called SAMI spec or CIP spec. So SAMI spec is the minimum amount of dimension for your specific cartridge that you're looking at getting. So if you look at the SAMI specs of a specific cartridge, say like 4570, and you want to go to something bigger, like I don't know. I don't know much about like these lever guns. We'll just say like 5120. You have to. I would highly recommend just getting a new barrel that is chambered for that specific gun, because what can happen is you say you do take that barrel off and you rechamber it for a different cartridge that is a 45 caliber, and it's a larger caliber. The walls of your chamber are going to be a lot smaller, and with a larger caliber, it could potentially run at higher pressures depending on the cartridges that you select, and that could potentially be a very catastrophic scenario if you get something that's slightly overcharged. It will basically turn your gun into weaponized confetti. I highly recommend just going the extra mile, spending the money, and getting a barrel that is chambered to the correct dimensions.
There you go.
So I said, get in a barrel. Just say it quicker.
Says never consider that. Really great point. Okay, there we go. There you go.
Yep. I mean, honestly, we have like one gunsmith in our area that can actually do that kind of. It's kind of a dying art, to be honest with you. I mean, you have to have a small machine shop just to even rechamber a barrel anyway. And then you're talking about the accuracy. I mean, I can't imagine how it would even be cheaper than buying a new barrel, to be honest with you.
Okay, this is more Travis P11's area of expertise. But Daniel says at Night Strike, corn versus flour tortillas.
Flour ever dead.
I mean,
they have mixed. I like the mixed ones. Have you ever seen the mixed ones?
So when I do traditional carne asada tacos, I'll use the corn tortillas. You'll just lightly fry them in oil, just for just a few moments to kind of get them kind of toasty or whatever, and then put your carne asada, your flank steak in there, your cilantro, your onions, done. I've had like traditional enchiladas made like that also. Flour tortillas, yeah, I mean they tend to be used more with like burritos and stuff like that out here, and down in Mexico also. So I mean they kind of have different applications, but then again you get like the traditional crispy corn hard shell like we're used to with like Americanized hard shell tacos or tostadas, so you get that also. So there's different types of corn tortillas that you can be talking about, but it really depends on what you're making. It depends on
you can also put your goodies in the soft tortilla and fry it in a pan.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
Brown it,
Yeah, almost make kind of like a quesadilla. Yeah.
Yeah. They're good at that.
So yeah, I like the utility of the flour tortilla because there's a lot you can do with it. You can throw a hot dog and cheese in there and make it cheesy if you want to make a hot dog, or you can fill up with, you can make like a roll up with like lunch meat and cheese and mayo and make like a roll out of it, or there's a lot of utility behind the flour tortilla. And Ice Strike, did you ever see that quesadilla video that I made?
No, I didn't. I haven't. No.
The Never Enough Jimenez quesadilla.
Did you really name it the Never Enough Jimenez?
It's because it was Adam Jimenez and Never Enough Ammo that were kind of walking me through the process of making a real quesadilla with butter and tortillas and stuff. And that video is done really good, man. During pandemic times, like a lot of people fell back on that as their quesadilla recipe. So yeah.
You need to take my beans and rice recipe and put it in a burrito.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Absolutely.
I do that all the time. Yeah.
Right,
I'm number 3 on the YouTube searches for how to make a cheese quesadilla.
Nice.
When COVID hit?
Damn it, you're making me hungry. I haven't had dinner yet.
I know, I'm starving right now, dude.
Gun Metal Guy says, you are correct. Unfortunately, a lot of gunsmithing is a dying art. Love guns while you got them. I beg to differ. It's not that it's dying; it's that it's changing. If you were to look at some of these younger people in,
it is changing, but the old stuff to fix older guns, people are not getting into that. People are going for more of the modern gun stuff than they are the old
necessarily.
Well,
if you were to look at some of these,
I had a long conversation with a gunsmith this afternoon about this, and in my area, it seems to be dying down a little bit. But again, it
is. I found that out years ago when I did the SDI course, and I was trying to find local resources. And it was like I found one guy that had a machine shop, and you go in there, and it's just old. It's like 60-year-old equipment. The guy and he's not even alive anymore. He's gone.
AWAG, it's really moving to gunsmithing is kind of a dying art for certain old guns. Everybody seems to be pushing towards more manufacturing than gunsmithing, unfortunately.
Well, I beg to differ.
You can do. I don't mind. You
hear
have
me
your
out,
opinion.
Hear me out.
Oh.
So, if you were to actually walk into this is a manufacturing setting, you get a lot of people, especially in the gun industry, you get a lot of people that absolutely love guns. I know people that they make they make lower receivers and they make all kinds of stuff for all these different manufacturers every single day. But you ask them what type of gun they like, and they'll tell you like, "Hey, I love my M1 Garands." There's a handful of people that I know that are wizards on a CNC machine, and they basically hand lap their barrels for their M1 Garands and M1 carbines.
Well,
I've seen somebody that basically takes it, and this is why I say it's not dying; it's changing. I know a guy that
I know a certain AWAG 1000 that really likes my M1 Grand.
yes,
I just had to put that out.
Some of these guys that I know that they're taking an old action like the M1 Garand or the M1 the Springfield, the 1903s, and they are basically taking those CNC machines and they're measuring out everything on those actions, and they are basically doing all kinds of modern stuff for this old action, and they're making a perfect barrel for this action. And it's so amazing to see the kind of technology that goes into making an old gun have new life. It's very, very interesting.
It's just very difficult for gunsmiths to make that much of a living anymore. In the old days, you would go into a gunsmith shop. I'm 59. I'm probably the oldest guy here, right? You go into a gunsmith shop, and they would be checkering a forearm for a Benelli shotgun. You don't see that. You don't see that anymore.
Well, really think of it this way:
what you're talking about is more of a manufacturing, not a gunsmithing thing. Manufacturing is kind of different. We've always considered it different from gunsmithing per se.
Yeah.
So,
but also think of it this way: there's a lot of like classic cars out there. There's you got your Roadrunners, you got your Chevelles, you get Camaros, Corvettes, that kind of stuff, and nobody's going to daily drive their C1 or C2 Corvette. It just does not happen. Whereas if you look at the modern rifle, that's essentially your daily driver.
Right.
There are people out there that love and abide by their M1 Garands and their all their World War II, Korean stuff. But the majority of people out there are essentially daily driving their AR-15s.
And Gabriel, the receiver wouldn't be able to handle that caliber.
With modern materials, you might be able to make it happen, and Gabriel. It's going to be very expensive, but
maybe if you use modern steel, carbon steel, you could probably get away with it.
Maybe.
But you'd have to make it new from scratch. It'd be very expensive. You couldn't do it from like the surplus stuff.
One-offs are extremely expensive. So they did a cost analysis of
Gunmetal said the allure of a old school gunsmithing is losing luster. It ain't cool no more. And the true gunsmith is finding other ways to make living and disillusioned by current culture.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah. So put it this way, is if you were to do a cost analysis to build a Mosin, one of the cheapest surplus guns on the market at the time of, way back when, if you were to make a modern Mosin and mass produce it to the scale of what the Mosin was, I think it was like, 20-something odd million guns. If you were to mass produce it and sell them new on the market, the new Mosin would probably cost you about $2,000 to build, which means that they would have to sell it at a higher cost.
Yeah, nobody's going to want to pay a higher cost for that when they used to
I don't even know what that has to do with gunsmithing, to be honest with you.
$50.
I'm just saying from a manufacturing standpoint.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get back to this poll where we were talking about coffees. All right. So I'm going to press the end button on the coffee poll. So be aware. If you need to get your coffee vote in, get your coffee vote in right now.
Medium roast.
So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's going. All right. Consensus is your favorite coffee types. Okay, the winner is medium roast at 43%. Dark roast is second at 39%. Light roast is 8%, and Death Wish is 8%.
Mhm.
Death
So-
Wish Coffee Company.
So AWAG, you got your Death Wish. What is
Nah, I
Death
like
Wish?
a dark. Death Wish is like ultra, like
It's
some of
a-
the
it's a
strongest
brand.
caffeine, like strongest
Super
coffee.
caffeinated coffee.
It-
Oh yeah.
it's like ultra, more or less.
like-
It's like instant go to the bathroom juice.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
like that nitro at Starbucks or something. It's like pure unadulterated.
The nitro, it tastes like Guinness.
Yeah.
Okay. Daniel says we don't build anything firearm related in my shop, but for 3-axis milling, we charge $85 hourly, $105 for 4-axis, $150 for 5-axis. Typically a $10K minimum for a job.
Yeah, manufacturing is very, very expensive, especially when it
because-
comes to one-offs.
So there's that. So what else is going on? What else? I guess we pretty much come about an hour. Why don't we wrap this up and go do something else?
Dude, we
Oh,
didn't
wait,
get through the 5 cringy things.
We never got through that. Got to that. We were talking about everything else, though. I'm glad we did. I'm glad we talked about things.
All right,
So,
everybody gets one cringy thing to say that they've seen or heard at the range and or gun store, and then it goes to a vote between 1 to 10. 10 being cringy, 1 being not so cringy. All right, Travis, you go first.
A revolver is the best gun for a woman.
Ooh, that's I'm gonna say that's like a 6. That's pretty cringy.
Oh,
All right.
oh, I can one up. I can one up. A 22 revolver is best for a woman's starter gun.
I mean that's yeah, that's pretty cringy.
That was my one of the prior gun stores I used to frequent. A woman came in asking for a recommendation. He said like a 22 revolver.
Like if you're just starting out with handguns, then absolutely. But like for like home defense, no, don't ever do 22 for defensive scenarios. I mean, I carried a 22 mag PMR 30, but that was a PMR 30.
She wanted it for either
rounds.
concealed carry or for like a home defense.
Ha, no.
You got to score it, AWAG. You got to score it.
That's still along the same lines. It's a 6. That's a solid 6.
You tied.
All right, Tony, most. What do you think?
What's the question again? I was answering an email. What is it? What's the question?
Thanks, Tony.
So
What
cringiest thing that you've heard, and Travis said
it can't be-
revolver for
A revolver's the best gun for a woman.
The most cringy thing you've heard at a gun store.
You can't. Oh, you've heard. You not what you've seen. Like,
I mean, it could be
either
seen
or.
or heard from a gun store and or range.
I was going to say the cringiest thing I've ever seen were people trying to dress tactical who weren't tactical at the range.
Oh yeah, I see that a lot.
But that has anything to do with the guns, I guess.
So I'm gonna piggyback off of that a little bit. This is just a little bit of the story. This isn't really what I've seen cringy at the range, even though it is kind of cringy. So when I go to the outdoor range that is local to me, I usually go there with a group of friends, and we do little run and gun kind of thing. We'll set up our guns against one of the barricades that is at this range, and we'll set it up ready to rock and roll. And what we'll do is we'll sprint across the parking lot without our guns. So we set our guns down, we sprint across the parking lot, we touch a tree, we sprint back, and then we engage a silhouette target at, depending on how far, like 10 yards, 20 yards. And it's pretty much of a challenge, especially when we get multiple, targets set up. And, we dress pretty modestly. we'll wear our outdoor gear, but we're not like super tactical up. We're not wearing helmets. We're not wearing body armor. We're not wearing all the crazy tactical gear. We'll wear like a chest rig or something with 1 or 2 magazines in it, and we'll do reload drills and whatnot. There was one time I went to this range with a group of my buddies, and there was a guy that rolled up like 20 minutes after we did, and he's like all tacticaled out. And we're trying to be friendly. We're seeing this guy, he has his rifle set up, and the more you looked at his rifle, the worse it got. And we asked him, it was like, "Hey man, you're all dressed up, you're tactical. You want to do some drills with us?" And the dude just like, he's like, "Yeah, sure." And then he watched us do our drills, and then he just like disappeared into the corner of the range. It's like, dude, you tactical out, but you don't want to put in the work to do the hard effort to train.
Yeah.
It's that to me is like the worst thing in the world. You dress
Dress the part and then run away.
yeah, you talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk.
This wasn't cringy. This was more funny. But that time you came out to my range with Smitty and you guys had your night vision gear.
Oh my goodness, that was so much fun.
That wasn't cringy, but that was just funny for me.
Yeah.
Because AWAG, you weren't dressed tactical wise at all. You just had the helmet with the night vision on it, and that was it.
And that's the thing too, is I was running a 7-inch 5.56 AR pistol with a a full power laser designator on it, and I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. I was just blasting away, having a blast.
By the way, if you guys want to see some footage of that, we have some of that footage up on AWAC's channel of us just ridiculously be playing around with night vision. It's hilarious.
Yeah. All right, cringiest thing that I've ever seen is, it kind of goes along the lines of somebody talking the talk but not walking the walk. Is they'll buy the most expensive gun, and then they'll put like they'll buy like a SCAR heavy. They'll buy the 308 SCAR, and then they'll put like an NC Star optic on it, or they'll have the wish.com flashlight on it, and it just looks bad. And
the fake hog.
Oh yeah, the fake hog.
I love the fake hog. I love the fake hog.
It's somebody that's trying too hard to be tactical, but when you look at their setup, it's not practical.
No.
The thing about tactical is it's got to be practical.
If you want to go to the range and put your play carrier on just to see what the experience is like trying to shoulder your AR, just to feel the difference, because you want to make sure you're going to understand what you're doing. That's understandable. But if you show up with like the pants and the knee pads and the helmet, you got your night vision goggles on it, your comm, your Baofeng, you've got your your 6.9 mags on your chest rig. If it's not a course you're going to be running through, you're totally LARPing, dude. You're totally
M. Gabriel says his NC Scar.
NC Scar. Oh goodness.
Scar.
That's good.
That's great. That's great.
I'm gonna do a bonus round.
All right, go for it.
The cringiest thing that I've ever seen is steel body armor. Please, for the love of God, do not buy steel body armor. I can't tell you how many times somebody
it's gonna hurt.
It's not only is it gonna hurt, even with one round, it still will spall. And
I got the spall coating on mine though, dude.
Even if they do have that spall coating,
you just have to kind of look sideways while you're.
So what should a person get? Spend triple the money and get ceramic? Not everybody's got $1,500 for a chest plate,
No, you can get RMA chest plates that are ceramic, and they're like $199. Please,
but you need front, back, and sides. That's
Why do you need sides? In all reality, it's you're not buying armor to make it as a
Dude, you take one round on your side, you're done, dude. You hit that artery, you're gone. So if you've got something there while you're shouldering your weapon in active combat, you think you'd want side protection.
Let me put it this way. If you have side plates and you get hit with a rifle cartridge, that kinetic energy will still cause blunt force trauma in your organs and potentially will kill you.
Okay, but I'd rather have the plate than and have an opportunity at stopping it than not, you know.
And also, if steel plates, since those small plates, especially the side plates, if they're steel, that spall coating is going to come off a lot easier. It doesn't have that much surface area on it, so that when that round does explode on the steel, it's going to rip that clean off.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen in so many tests, it's not even funny. And also, people are like, oh, it's multi-hit rated. It's like, all right, if you're getting hit multiple times, there's a big problem.
Yeah. That first one's going to knock you out and knock the wind out of you.
You're
anyway.
letting yourself get hit multiple times. Don't do that.
And plus, most of your
what's
ceramic armor is multi-hit rated.
What's the weight difference between ceramic and steel?
It really depends. I
3A versus
like
3A.
three. I like 3+ because it can handle a 308 Winchester. Now, granted, if you get hit by a 308 Winchester, whether you're wearing level 3+ or level 4, that shit. Well, pardon my French. That will still put you on the ground. You'll be sucking air. It won't actually physically, like the round hitting you will not put you on the ground, but just that kinetic energy through your system will make you like, hey, I need to take a breather here because I had 1,000+ foot-pounds enter into my stomach somewhere.
Thank you, M. Gabriel. That's exactly what I mean. M. Gabriel says if you haven't taken cover after the first round, you need mental help.
Yeah.
Right, Tony?
Or a wheelchair.
That if you survive, that's what you might need.
Yeah.
All right. So, AWAG, I think we knocked this one out of the park.
Sorry, I'm very I really want to advocate to people like, hey, how much is your life worth?
Right. No, I get it.
I thought you said how much is my wife worth?
Oh yeah, how much is your wife worth?
Just ask the lawyers.
Ask his lawyers.
Yeah.
50%. That's what it's worth.
I found out last year. So.
Yeah.
Right. You too.
Yeah.
Man, we could have got a discount on the lawyer if we'd been sharing ours. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should win it as a couple, Tony.
All right, guys, we're gonna head out here and we're gonna take it easy. So let's go through the room. If anybody has any words of wisdom or things they want people to know about, please go ahead and let people know. So Tony, you're up first.
Oh, I don't know. Dodge bullets. I don't know.
Okay, dodge bullets. That's his worst of wisdom. Good advice. Good advice. AWAG.
Don't buy steel armor. Unless it's on like a vehicle. If it's on a vehicle, buy as much steel armor as you want.
All right. Travis.
Yeah. Don't buy drugs.
Yeah. Don't buy drugs.
Become a rock
But guns are drugs.
Free.
You didn't say don't do them. You just said don't buy them.
Don't buy them. Okay.
Absolutely not. No, I'm just kidding around. Yeah, man. Words of wisdom. God, I don't know.
All right.
This is.
Oh wait. Okay. Let's make it a little bit easier. What's the quote of the day?
Quote of the day. I'm still at a loss for today, guys. I don't know. Viacom deals. I'm gonna steal one
Live
from
long
you.
and prosper.
There you go. There you go. Live long and prosper. Yep.
There you go. Defense Dad, do you have any words of wisdom? Anything you want people to know about? Anything coming up on your channel you want people to know about?
I got nothing, man.
All right. All right. So what the words of wisdom I've got for you all is kids, stay in school, don't do drugs, live mas, vaya con Dios mi amigos, and also always keep one in the chamber.
Oh, I got one. Go see Maverick. It doesn't suck. I went and saw it today.
Okay, there we go. We're done. Stick a fork in her. All right, guys.
I'm waiting for the VHS to come out.
It's our closing music.
You might get us some copyrighted, Travis. But anyway,
nice, like you can be my wingman any day.
Yeah, I know.
Because I was in.
He'll eat all your wings.
We spent that time in that hotel room with never enough ammo and John.
Nice, Rick. If you mess this one up, I'm going to have you flying a cargo plane full of rubber dog poo out of Hong Kong.
Oh no. With that, guys, we're out of here. So thank you all for listening. This was Hit or Miss.
Now it's a hit.
Later.
Now it's a hit.
Shut up, in friend.